So with my tiny hands on set, a lot of ink on them. Did you use hand sanitizer on those?
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in to another Rina K YouTube video. Today I am here with my resident crafting queen and my matriarch Gina K.
Hey everybody!
Yay! And we are here today. We are kind of copying Simon Hurley with his stamp with my mom thing, except I'm the inept one and she's the talented one.
No.
Today we are going to be exploring the Electro-POP collection, the brand new ThermoWeb release. I'm sure we all are sick of hearing about it, but I am not. So we're gonna be playing around with the Glitz glitter gel today, and we're gonna be showing you how to create some fun background techniques, right?
Right, exactly.
Let's just get right into it. So right here we have all of our brand new goodies. We have our Electro-POP Glitz glitter gel, which comes in Poppin' Pink, Hello Yellow, Orange Glow, and Screamin' Green. And then we have our two new Stampin' Stencil systems. This one is called Sweet Stuff, and this one is called Sending Sunshine, and of course they have matching stencils.
Now we also have two new of the Gina K Designs Glitz glitter gels, two new colors. The first color is the lovely lavender. And then we also have a brand new one called Iridescent.
This one's crazy.
It is crazy. And it's so cool because we already have a white glitter gel, which is great for those projects where you want snow and things like that. But this one has an opalescent look to it.
Unicorn snow.
It is beautiful. Yeah. So we're so excited about these two as well.
But we're more excited about these four.
That's true.
So
we really are.
I'm just
That's
kidding.
true.
I'm kidding. I love all my mom's products. All right, so I think we are going to start off with the stencils. I want to create a look with these kind of like, they look like bubbles almost.
They do.
So I have some scratch pieces of paper so we can not get Glitz glitter gel all over our mat.
Great idea.
Like I already have.
So I'm going to be using the stencil from the Sweet Stuff collection. And this one was designed to mimic an ice cream cone, right?
Waffle cone,
Is
yes.
that how you did that?
That is correct.
Which is perfect because of all the different ice cream and popsicle and other options. Everything in here just makes me want to stop at a bakery or an ice cream parlor on the way home.
Which we should.
We should, yeah.
Okay, so this is the Sweet Stuff stencil, and this has, you would be surprised how hard it is to make circles look random, the amount of replacing it took to get them to look this randomized. But
I love it,
we
though.
got there eventually.
Yeah.
And if you use this with ink or with glitz or anything, it really kind of looks like a Sprite, like the bubbles coming up. So
Oh, yeah.
I kind of want to create a background with that in mind. So I might do some Electro-POP ink behind it and then some glitz on top.
Well, you know, what I really love about both of these stencils, they're so useful because you don't have to be making a ice cream or donut card to go with this. And you don't have to be making a flower, pineapple, tropical card to go with this. These are everyday backgrounds that you can use for any of your card projects. So it is a tile pattern, but it could also look like lattice work if you wanted to put flowers going up. So like a vine.
I didn't even think of
yeah.
that. You're so smart. It's like you do this for a living.
You know, once or twice. So I'm going to use some pixie spray on the back.
I too will be using some pixie spray on the back.
Oh, you have one?
I do.
All right. I'm going to let her spray. We got a little pixie spray going on in the air. You know what, though? When I do pixie spray at home, I usually just use a cardboard box and I lay the stencil in there and I spray it inside the box. This way the pixie spray doesn't get on anything else.
I also just spray it usually with my phone and Mishi and everything in the way, so all depends on your preference.
So what I'm going to do with my stencil is I'm going to actually put it onto a piece of black cardstock. And I'm going to show you a special technique to make sure that when you're using it with any of the Glitz glitter gels, that the color pops, and it's very true, even on the dark cardstock.
I have to make this joke one more time. So it electro-pops.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll leave.
So I'm gonna, now with a stencil like this, you do kind of want to make sure that it's straight because it's not as random as the one that you have there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to just make sure that it's straight, and I do that by looking right on the edge to make sure that these all look like they've got the same amount of space, and these as well as the side. So that looks pretty straight to me.
So I'm going to first create a really bright background using, which colors should I use? Like how much we plan this out.
Well, I think you should do some sort of rainbowish kind of thing, like either red, orange, yellow, or orange, yellow, green, something like that.
I'll do pink into orange into yellow, and then I'll do the opposite going up.
Ooh,
with the glitz.
That sounds nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so for mine, because I'm using a dark piece of cardstock, I want to actually put some white pigment ink all over this stencil first. So I'm going to use just a big sponge dauber for this. Now I have used a blending brush for this. The only thing about the blending brushes is I hate to get them full of pigment ink because the pigment ink's a little harder to get off. So I just have a dedicated sponge dauber that I use most of the time when it comes to the pigment ink. It's watching.
Got our live studio audience. Mishi's just staring at us.
Hi, Mishi.
When are we gonna go get food?
So I'm inking this up with some of the pigment ink. And then I'm going to use this just like I would any ink. I'm going to blend this white pigment ink onto this stencil. So you can see I'm creating a white backdrop essentially, which is going to allow whatever color glitz I use to pop. And you're actually able to see the real color of the glitz.
And then I am going to create a border with 1/2" purple tape. I like doing this because when you use ink blenders to create a background, it gives a nice like sharp white border.
Oh yeah. So there, now I've added white ink, white pigment ink, to my black cardstock. Now you don't have to wait for this to dry. You can get right into the glitzing process because the glitz is going to be wet anyway, so it really doesn't make much of a difference. So I just have a regular old palette knife here.
Why is your palette knife like nice and ergonomic? What's wrong with mine?
Let me see yours next to mine. Oh.
Mine is literally...
What happened to yours?
I don't know. This is not...
That's
ideal.
not as comfortable.
No,
oh,
but
well.
Everything I own is defective,
Okay.
I swear.
So now I think for this one, I'm going to be using the lovely lavender. I absolutely love this color. It's so gorgeous. And if you haven't tried the glitz before, I want to show you, you may have experienced some glitter gels and pastes in the past, and you may have notice that sometimes they can be a little crunchy or a little bit difficult. Look how smooth and creamy that is. I mean, this is just the creamiest, smoothest gel. I just love
edible.
it. What it is it's a clear gel with solid glitter in it. So there's no fillers, there's no paints, there's no dyes or anything to make this color. All of the color comes from the glitter, and the glitter is ultra, ultra fine, so it goes on super smooth.
It's also super nice if you're someone that is prone to messing up. You can wipe it off from a white piece of paper, and it doesn't leave a big like ink stain.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
is really nice. So it's very, very forgiving and easy to remove.
Now I'm going to just take a little bit of it here, and I'm going to spread it around, kind of like I was spreading peanut butter onto a sandwich, piece of bread. Until I'm hungry.
I just drop the ink.
And then I'm going to add a little bit more. And the thing with the glitter gel is you don't need a very thick coat, which is nice because it really dries quickly. But I might put it on just a little bit thicker when I start to make sure that I get it into all of the little openings of whatever stencil I'm working with. But then I'm going to go back over it again with the palette knife, and I'm going to get rid of any excess that I don't need, and I'm going to put it back in the jar. So you really don't use very much of this at all. So now I'm going to go back over it, and I'm going to press down with the side and just collect all of the excess gel.
And then I am going to cover this in 3 colors. I'm starting with Pop and Pink and just a little finger dauber. And I'm just hopefully evenly distributing it.
That looks really pretty already.
Thank you.
Now one thing you want to make sure is that you don't have any of the Glitz glitter gel around the outside of the jar, because that is definitely something that will create a problem for you when you try to open it next time. So just wipe the jar down with a paper towel or like I did with my finger, but there really wasn't any on there. And now I'll be able to open that jar easily even after it's been sitting for a while.
You want to be able to open your glitz as fast as possible.
You want to get right to it.
Right to it.
Okay, now I'm going to peel this off and... oh, look at that.
Oh, that's stunning.
Isn't that color beautiful? And you can see how bright and vibrant that is. Now, if we had put that just on black, it would still be really pretty, but it would be a completely different kind of pretty. So I'm going to use this piece for a card project, and instead of making full projects in this video, we're going to make the backgrounds, and then I'm going to post the full card projects on my blog. So you can visit my blog. I'm over at ginakdesigns.com, and then you click on the blog tab.
There will also be a link in the description.
Excellent. So I'm going to put this one aside, but that is a little tip about using the Glitz glitter gels on dark cardstock. You really got to try some of those combinations. Chocolate brown cardstock or navy cardstock with Glitz glitter gel. Most of us think to go to white cardstock, and I always did too. And then one day I just tried this and I thought, wow, that really looks spectacular. So when I'm cleaning off my stencils at home and I'm not in the studio, what I like to do is I like to have just a bowl of water sitting by me, and I just drop the stencil right into the bowl of water. And this way, nothing dries on the stencil. It doesn't get clean right away, but nothing dries on it, so it's real easy to rinse it off when you're done. All right, so I'm gonna do a blending technique too. I'm gonna reach up here, and I'm gonna use one of the Picket Fence Studios life-changing blender brushes. So this one looks like it's already had red on it, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put some more red on it, but you can kind of just brush it off onto your tidy towel first to make sure there's not a definite large amount of ink. I'm just going to put my cardstock right here, and I'm going to start with some of the Raging Red. All right, so I'm going to start up here with the red.
A fun thing to do too, if you're looking for more ways to add embellishments to the Electro-POP ink collection, any basic highlighters that you find at a store work really well to add designs or little detail work, and they match perfectly.
So now I'm going to use this same dauber. I did wipe it off on my tidy towel to get most of the excess red off. I'm going to use the Orange Glow, and I'm going to do my next color. So I'm making a rainbow too. Your rainbow looks awesome.
Thank you.
Now, I find that these inks really blend well with the life-changing brushes, but they also really blend well with sponge daubers.
Mm-hmm. And I often struggle with sponge daubers, but these inks, the more you layer them, which sometimes sponge daubers are really heavy and thick the way they apply, this helps them glow even more.
Definitely, yeah. It creates a more even blend. So I went back in with some red there, and I didn't really clean the brush because I didn't think it mattered that much since I'm going from orange to red. You can see that nice fade between the orange and the red.
Oh yeah, that's stunning.
And then as they dry, just like any of the Gina K Designs inks, as they dry, they have a smoothing agent in them. So as they start to dry, they might look a little bit blotchy, but when they dry completely, they look like airbrushed smooth. I'm going to see what happens.
Okay.
Because this has a real yellow glow to it. We'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so my yellow and my pink is definitely smaller than my orange, but we're not going to judge her.
No, we won't judge her at all. Yeah, this is a color. I don't give enough love to Loud Lime.
It's definitely the most underrated color.
It really is. And I think it's just the most popping Electro-Pop color that we have.
It's the closest you'll get to an actual lime color.
So I think my next color then is going to be Screamin' Green. Excuse my reach. And I'm going to use this same brush on the Screamin' Green. So just doing this little rainbow thing here. Oh, I love that. I think you really need Loud Lime. If you don't have Loud Lime, make sure you get Loud Lime because that blend is like flawless. So I'm going to go with Blaring Blue, and I'm going to ink up this brush, and I'm going to work up from the bottom into the Loud Lime. I'm sorry, into the Screamin' Green.
Okay, so I think that's about all my wrist can handle. All right, so I am going to peel this off to reveal the border now.
Oh, that's beautiful. Nice. Oh, that's such a fun technique. That is really fun.
I'm a big fan of white borders. And remember, if you're using this tape on this, because you're finger daubering or you're using pressure, make sure you stick it to your clothes or your partner's clothes quick, just to get that extra layer of sticky off.
So I'm going to use the Iridescent Glitz glitter gel. And again, this glitter gel has an opalescent sparkle to it that is unbelievable. And then I'm going to go right over all of these circles.
Okay, so I'm actually going to put my tape back down because some of these bubbles extend outside of the border, so I don't want to get any glitz on it. So I changed my mind. I'm actually going to keep the glitz in their respective parts because I don't want to take away from the color at all.
That's good.
So this is the Hello Yellow Glitz Glitter Gel.
Oh, look how creamy that is.
It's like a new jar of peanut butter.
It is.
And you get breaking it in.
And the thing that's really cool about this gel is after you put it away, it
goes
settles
back
again.
It's like a new jar of peanut butter every time.
Every time. All right, so while she's doing that, I'm going to remove my stencil. And you can see how the glitz kind of goes on the outside a little bit. It's already starting to dry. So what I like to do is after it's completely dry, I just take my paper cutter and I butt it up against the edge of the paper cutter. And then I just chop off the little glitzes that are hanging over the edge. Excess glitz.
Now I'm going to take the Orange Glow Glitz. And then as you're mixing colors, so I placed the yellow down already, you just want to lightly blend them into each other. So now I'm going to do the Poppin' Pink. We have one more glitz to open.
I have to watch.
I know.
I just think that's really an important point, that if you've ever used a glitter paste before, you still haven't experienced glitz.
Yeah.
It is just different. The texture is just different.
So now I can peel this off.
Peel and reveal. Oh, I love the blends.
And then I can once again peel these off, very gently of course, because I don't want the glitz to harden.
You know, I love the tone on tone because it's got texture, almost like it's embossed, but when you turn it from side to side, it's got the glitter.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so I want to show you a couple other ones here that Rina had done earlier that we just put on card bases because we're going to use them for projects. This is really fun. On white, just the basic rainbow. I love that. And then this one is super fun too. This is a rainbow with the waffle cone background. This one just blows my mind.
This one makes me think of a Sprite.
And it does. Look at that. So she used the loud lime and the screamin' green, maybe even a little hello yellow in there.
I think I did. Yeah, I think a little bit.
And then look how cool it looks on our jelly bean cardstock. This is the jelly bean green cardstock, and that just really looks nice together. So that's a fun one too. So we definitely have to make a card out of this.
Yes.
Wow. Fun backgrounds and easy techniques to do, and some great tips.
And it's really nice because these cards obviously look like they have a lot going on, but you really didn't have to do that much.
That's right.
So you can throw a greeting on this and call it a day.
Absolutely. A big die-cut word would be great. Absolutely.
Well, this was so fun.
It was
I
really
think
fun.
this was a really fun video. Thank you for all your tips. Thank you for
gosh.
coming. Thank you for bringing me lunch and cleaning up all my supplies. So if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting us know how you felt about it. I have multiple videos on my channel if you want to check them out, and Gina K here has even more videos on her channel. And be sure to check out her blog to see our finished cards once we're done with them.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your channel.
It's anytime, please. Please. No problem. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.